It's fine. Reasons why Wendy is a hoe. It's okay. Everything's fine. I'm here to talk about my comfort reads, and maybe you also get comfort in reading them. Before I start, I want to talk about what a comfort read is for me, and I think that a comfort read is different things for everyone. Because some people may want to jump right into something that reminds them of the situation that they're in. Some people might want something completely different. Some people might want romance. Some people might want fantasy. For me, it's the feeling of being home. There are not a lot of books that make me feel like I'm home. Like that childlike wonder that I have while reading will be constant. All the books that I keep are only books that I will reread. I do not keep ones I will not. So my book collection has significantly been decreased over the years, but not all of them I would consider comfort reads. I will reread them. I'm gesturing over here because it's where we're just gonna, it's right there. Okay, look at that. If you're watching this video, let me know down below what a comfort read means to you, because I'm really interested in this, like the psychology of this. Very much like how I'm interested in the concept of guilty pleasures, which is a whole nother video. Anyway, my comfort reads. The number one, and one that probably nobody is surprised about, is Peter Pan. I love Peter Pan. Everyone knows this. It's the most on-brand thing for me other than mermaids, and my love of mermaids came from Peter Pan originally. My favorite mermaid is this one.
We were only trying to drown her.
I've consumed a lot of mermaid media, but this one from Peter Pan, the Disney film, it's the mood that I have been trying to emulate my entire life. And by entire life, I mean entire life, because Peter Pan has been a constant for me forever. I don't remember the first time I read it. I think I was like 8 or 9? God, I don't remember a time when I didn't love it. I don't remember a time where I wasn't associated with it. I have an extensive Peter Pan video collection. The story itself is a comfort for me. And it's one of the stories, and this is a theme within these books, it's a story that has a film or TV version. So I can stay in that world longer than just reading the book. And the thing with Peter Pan, it is my ultimate comfort read. It is my ultimate comfort read because still, like in the day-to-day, I have a travel copy that I just randomly open. I have like 8 copies of it, which in like the scheme of things isn't a lot, but there really is not a lot of Peter Pan covers. That's a whole nother thing. Anyway, I just grab the book and I open it. I don't really read it front to back because I've read it so many times, and I can just open it to whatever random page and know exactly where I am. There's no need for me to just, read it in any kind of order at this point. It's very likely, depending on the copy of the book that I have, that I can open to the exact page something happens on. Like for instance, When Wendy is a Hoe. That's another video. Rachel from Reads with Rachel has requested that I make. So look forward to that in the future. Reasons why Wendy is a hoe. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's okay. Because this book has been a constant in my life, and because it has this fantastical element, and it also has the storyline of being taken from the real world and going to a fantasy realm, but not really a portal fantasy. And it's just, and the whole idea of like not growing up and keeping that childlike wonder, and the childlike wonder is something that I think might be the ultimate thing that makes me love a book. It might be the thing that gives me that extra oomph of enjoyment that makes me give a book 5 stars. I was just thinking, I'm like, romance books, it's probably not the childlike wonder. I think those might be the exception. So 100% Peter Pan. If you don't like classics, I would suggest the 2003 Peter Pan movie. It is the closest Peter Pan adaptation I have ever seen. 2003 with Jeremy Sumpter, Peter Pan. I also saw something on TikTok that was like, I know you're over 20, and it was like, this is your sexual awakening, and it was him as Peter Pan. I was like, okay. That's a memory I forgot. I do believe in fairies. I do. God, I fucking love Peter Pan. Probably should mention what it's about. Peter Pan is about 3 siblings, Wendy, John, and Michael, who go off with another boy. His name is Peter. He can fly. He never grows up. They go to a land. It's called Neverland. And they fight pirates and they have adventures. It is wholesome-ish and wonderful and also problematic, which is a whole nother thing, but there's a reason that this story resonates with so many people, and I'm gonna go off into a Peter Pan tangent, so I need to move on from that. Moving on, next one, next book, next comfort read. So the next comfort read I have is a sad book, and I'm getting it from the shelf. It is a book that everyone has read, pretty much. It was a very popular book. This one is also a film, so you can stay in the world. It is a contemporary book, and I like this book because it's so well written. I don't know it as well as I know Peter Pan, but really do I know anything as well as I know Peter Pan? Probably not. But I do know it very well, and falling back into the story is familiar, and I just kind of get this feeling, you know? Probably not doing a great job at explaining this, but anyway, it's The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. This is a book about a girl named Hazel who has cancer, and she meets a boy named Augustus who used to have cancer, and it's their story. The flow of this is so good that I can probably read it in one sitting. I absolutely fucking adore it. This is one of the few books that has ever made me cry. I don't cry reading books. I don't. But this one, oh yeah. But I highly recommend this one if you haven't read it, and then you can watch the movie as well. It's heartwarming and heart-wrenching and important, and I love it, and I will never not own this book. Now, I wouldn't be me if I didn't mention a Holly Black book in this, because she's been one of my favorite authors since Tithe came out in like 2012, I think. Anyway, I read that when it first came out and have been obsessed ever since. So, but the book that is a comfort read for me is one of her later books, and while I do think it needed to be longer, I really enjoyed the story and I flew through it. And the cover is gorgeous, though to be fair, all of her covers are gorgeous. Like, there's something about her books that gives it this dark, magical look to them, and I just... yeah! So falling really into any Holly Black book is a comfort for me, but it's this one specifically because the story, I just connected to it so much, and that is The Darkest Part of the Forest. And oh boy, there's just something about this story that connects with me, and it does need to be longer, but it is The Darkest Part of the Forest. If you haven't read this book, you should, especially if you like The Cruel Prince, because characters in this are in that. The whole world is connected, and I freaked the fuck out. Just so, in case you're seeing this, Holly, you are a brilliant, brilliant woman. Did so much. This is a book about Hazel, another Hazel, and her brother. They're gingers, and they are obsessed basically with this elven prince who is in a casket, and nobody can break the casket, and if you try to break the casket, like, bad things happen to you, and this town has all these fairy things around it, and like the town just kind of adjusts to it, and like they believe in it, and they get a bunch of tourists that are like, ha ha ha, fairies, and the town's like, ha ha ha. It's about that. There's a changeling in here, there's gay representation in here, there's a lot of like older fairy folklore, like naming your sword before you go on an adventure and things like that. And this is the story about Hazel and her brother in this elven Mahuzit in a casket, and the fairy realm, and her adventure. I just really, really loved it. This is one of those books that, like, with Peter Pan, I can grab any part of the book and just start reading. With The Fault in Our Stars, I read it from beginning to end because the story is an emotional comfort, even though it's very sad. This is one of the comfort reads that kind of like sucks you in. Like, I completely forget what's going on around me. And I love it, and I'm due for a reread of it. And also, this cover is fucking gorgeous. Look at that fucking butterfly. Again, it wouldn't be my channel if I didn't mention this book. This is, like, I've been kind of doing it by ages. This would be the oldest one. It's one of the more recent books that I read. And it's just a book that I enjoyed so much. And that is, you guessed it, The Bone Witch by Richard Becco. I love this book. This book is about geisha necromancers. It's about a girl named Tia. She accidentally raises her brother from the dead. She ends up finding out that she's a dark Asha, which is a very rare and necessary talent, but also hated in the community, okay? This is incredible. This book is so intricate, and I know that this is going to be a comfort read because I'm going to get, one, sucked into it, and two, I'm going to just like, I'm gonna find something new every time I read it because the world is that expansive. I read it the first time on audiobook. I'm gonna be reading it physically this month, I believe. So, The beast raged, it punctured the air with its spite, but the girl was fiercer. And also, the covers of these books, hold on. The covers of these books are gorgeous. Look at that. I don't have the third one yet. I have the third one in an audiobook, but I don't physically own the third one yet, and I really need to. This is one of my favorite series of all time. And really, I think the series in general, even though I haven't read the third one, would be a comfort read, which is nice because if it's comforting having more than one book. There is, however, no TV show or movie with this one, unlike the first two. There's also no TV show or movie for the darkest part of the forest, which is also a fucking travesty, but it's okay. Just even like looking at them makes me happy. And I think that's another sign of like a comfort read, like looking at a book that just go, yeah. Let me know down below what you think a comfort read is for you, if you can define it, because I don't think I can. And I hope that you're staying safe and that you're being kind to essential workers and to each other. And I hope you have a great day. Bye.